and welcome back to my channel. So today is a bit of a light-hearted video, but if you're making your way to the UK, there might be some things here that you find handy. So today I'm talking about 5 things that I never expected to be doing when I moved over to the UK. The first one is feeling this hot in summer for this long. So yes, we're having a really great summer, but it was really not what we expected. It's been about more than a month now and it's been a really long, really hot summer, which I'm not complaining about. We've really been enjoying it, but we were not prepared at all. When we moved over from South Africa, we got rid of a lot of our summer clothes. Some of the things we said, we're never going to use it. We do not need this much. And a lot of people, when they told us what to expect of our English summer, they said generally you'd get really warm temperatures, but it won't be for long periods of time. The other thing is that our homes are not prepared. So we had to get our hands on a fan. We had to get ourselves summer pajamas, summer clothes, and summer pajamas for the girls as well. We were really not prepared. So look, this might be a once-off. I'm not saying every single summer is going to be this way, but just bear in mind that it could possibly be a long, hot summer. So if you have space, don't get rid of all the summer clothes just yet. The second thing that I did not know that I was going to be doing this much is descaling. So the water on this side of the world is really hard and the limescale buildup is real. So limescale can affect your household appliances because they build up on the elements. So while that's terrible for appliances, I've also noticed limescale in a few more places. Limescale looks terrible on your dishes. So when I put my dishes out when I wash them and I put them out to dry, if I don't wipe them quickly enough, I notice the limescale marks on my dishes. Another thing we notice is limescale stains at the bottom of your toilet. It can look really disgusting. So we use Scale Away. This is the specific one that I use for my kettle. It works like a bomb. It costs me £1. It has 2 sachets inside and I get this easily at Poundland and at most retailers. The third thing that I was not expecting to do when I moved here is filtering my water. So the water is perfectly safe to drink here, but I found that when we moved here, we hadn't really acquired the taste for the water. It felt different. I'm not going to say it was bad, it just tasted different to us. So then we got ourselves this Brita jug, which has filters and we have to renew the filters. A filter lasts us about a month or so. So we ordered this jug and we got the filters and then the water tasted really good. We've been relatively good keeping the jug filled, but if it's not, I find myself every now and then pouring some water from the tap, and I must say the taste has sort of grown on me, but I do definitely enjoy the filtered water a little bit better. And that's just for our drinking water. When it comes to boiling water for tea or cooking, I use the tap water as it is. Again, 100% safe. And in terms of taste, I haven't noticed any taste when I cook with it or when I make tea with it. And if I did, I would probably say that's in my mind. So if you're coming over and you find yourself to be a water snob, invest in one of these. The next thing that I did not expect when I moved over here is receiving as much mail as we do. So initially when we got here and people said stuff to us, and there was different things we were setting up. We were setting up internet, gas bills, we were setting up electricity. So we were sorting a lot of stuff out when we moved here. And initially people were saying you'd get your bill in the mail. And we almost thought like, oh my word, is this even reliable? When are we going to get our bill? We got really worried about it. Our place has a little letter hole, and if you walk around in the city, you'll see a lot of people, everyone has little letter holes, and some of them even say no junk mail because you get lots of mail. Apart from your normal mail, you get lots of junk mail as well. But anyway, that's deviating. So we weren't sure how reliable it was and we felt a little bit nervous about getting mail for everything and getting our bills in the mail, but it's proved to be really efficient. So we get all of our communication, especially official communication, in the mail. So stuff like our bills, we get our gas bill, our electricity bill, we get any communication that we need to in terms of the NHS, we get that there. So we recently had some stuff done with the NHS. We actually got a full report from them in the mail. I had my exam done and I mentioned it in the last video. I got my results within 2 weeks. They said to me it'll be 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks to the day. I received my results in the mail. So we found it to be really fast and really efficient. I was actually laughing to chat about it because when we travel, we like to bring something back home. So I would generally collect like tea towels. So everywhere I go, I look for a pretty tea towel to bring home. And then we also collect magnets for our fridge. But I used to always notice letter openers whenever I would go to like the curio or the, you know, the shop that you get all those little odds and bobs to bring back home. I would always notice these letter openers, and I would always wonder, like, who needs these? Like, why do people need these? So now we have something new to collect when we go on our travels. So yes, if you're moving over, definitely expect lots of mail. If you don't want the junk mail, get a sign for your postbox to say no junk mail. We actually don't mind it because we've just moved here. We find that the junk mail includes sometimes maybe ads on stuff that we might be looking for. If you're looking for a cleaner, a plumber, odds and, you know, things like that, they would tend to put those adverts in there as well. When there's stuff going on in the community, you get those ads in there as well. So because we're fairly new to the community, we don't have that sign because we want to know whatever we can. We even go to our local retailer or our grocery shop. We tend to look at the notice boards for whatever's happening. So if there's like, you know, stuff that's happening for the kids, something happening at the library, rhyme time, mums and baby classes, whatever's happening tends to go onto the notice boards. And they tend to also, if there's something that's happening, they tend to also put the little flyers into your post box. So we have opened ourselves up to that. Bottom line, expect lots of mail. The last thing that I was not expecting, well, not to the extent that I do it now, is the amount of walking that I do here. So look, I knew when I moved here it's a very walking culture, and that's one of the reasons we chose the area that we did. We wanted to be sort of walking distance to everything like shops and schools and all of that. But our mindset back then of what was an acceptable walking distance versus now has really changed. So initially when we moved here, an acceptable walking distance would have been something like 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes if you really want to push it. If something was like 20-25 minutes away, it felt like it was too far. And I remember that specifically when I was looking at childcare, childminders and daycare for my second born. And I remember putting addresses in and looking at them, oh, 25 minutes, I could not walk 25 minutes to drop her off in the morning, that's way too far. And now our mindset has literally flipped to, you know, when we put something into City Mapper, we look at it and we're like, oh, it's only a 25-minute walk. Let's just walk instead. I'm not sure whether I've mentioned it on here. I'm going to do a full video on that experience as well. But we have a car here in the UK. We bought a car, I think, a few months in. And even when you have a car, our car we mostly use on the weekends. Even when you have a car, you find that you're going to choose to walk most of the areas, especially when you're going into the city. You're going to take a train, you're going to take public transport. If you're walking in and around, the only time I really take the car, or we take the cars, we want to do a big shop and we're going to have lots of bags. Most of it though, you can shop online as well. So it's not an essential because it's such a massive walking culture. Again, not something that I'm complaining about because on an average day, I'm getting between 10 and 13,000 steps in, and I've been loving that. So expect a lot of walking, get good walking shoes. That's the only advice I can give you. And that's it. Those are the 5 things I was not expecting when I moved over to the UK. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It was something a little bit more lighthearted, and it was something I've been thinking about for a while. Especially when you move over, there's many things that you expect, but there are lots of things that creep up that you really weren't expecting as well. And that's what some of these were for me. There are many more. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.